We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
For the hope, you gotta have faith.
What's going down, everybody? What is going down, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Brookshire, yours truly, and we are so real talking. I mean, OM Jizzle, we are so real talking with you in his house. And of course, like we always do, I have my beautiful co-host, Miss China Marie.
Hello.
How are you, darling? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. You look so good. I know I was telling you that she was beautiful when you walked into the door. You know what I'm saying? But I just love looking over there at you, looking all radiant and all that good stuff.
Thank you.
How was your weekend?
Really good, actually.
Was it?
Yes.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing whenever you have a beautiful weekend. So everybody, like we always do in this house right here on Real Talk with Brookshire, we got some special guests up in here. But before we get into the special guests, did I tell each and every single one of you that I love you? I know y'all hear me say this to you all of the time, but it is so true, because without you tuning in every single week, it wouldn't be no us. I mean, without you being here and taking in what we have to say, there would not be a me. Well, I mean, I might be here, but I might not be here like this. You feel me? So without any further ado, we got some special guests in the house. We got a good friend of mine that I've been knowing for quite some time now. I'm telling you, he has definitely been an influence in my life. He is a mover, he's a shaker, he's a businessman, he's conquered the business world. And like not everybody can do this from the business world and then step over into the creative world and actually succeed, thrive, and actually shine and illuminate. We got my good friend, my main man, fashion designer, singer, businessman. We got Octavius Terry in the house. What's going down, man?
Nothing, man. Thanks for having me.
Man, thanks for coming. I know we've been working some things out, man. It's just amazing how the universe
absolutely
works.
Absolutely.
The universe is an amazing thing, man. You think you're meeting for one reason, and then you start weaving in life maneuvers and goes on, and then here we are
on the West Coast.
All of us sitting here on the West Coast from the East Coast.
Right.
Damn. Yes. So, man, we got not having a whole lot of time, because we got definitely some other special guests that's on the show we want to bring in as well. But we want to just get straight into it, because I have to know, where does your drive come from? Tell me how this all started for you. Your drive. Where does this come from?
I think I'm super competitive.
Right.
As you know, one of my, I say I'm on my fourth life right now.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I believe that. But why do you say that?
Well, I say because I'm extremely competitive in whatever I do, and I think that came from years and years ago. I was actually a Olympic hopeful, so I've been on 2 U.S. teams.
Wow.
So with that in mind, I always knew how to goal set and everything like that. And I think that the drive to be competitive was always, one of the main things that I did. So whatever I did, I would set the goals early, and knew, just like track, you had to practice every day, and you might not see the results tomorrow.
Right.
And you train for 10 months out of the year for one shot
I know.
Being on the team. I think they carried over into everything that I do. And I know that every day is a struggle, and you make mistakes and you learn from those mistakes.
Right.
So, every mistake, some people give up when they get to a wall and they can't really get over it. But I've learned to just kind of push back through that. And that comes from my father, and it comes from, being a professional athlete.
Okay, so now you were Olympic hopeful in what sport?
In the 400-meter hurdles.
Oh wow, so you're fast.
I guess you could say that.
Now are you gunshot fast? Are you running from a dog fast? Or you just fast? Like
I was fast. I wouldn't say that now.
Okay. You said you just slow down a little bit. You city limits these days. Instead of the highway. I can definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know the transition. Of course. Now, where are you from?
I'm actually from Atlanta, born and raised.
Yeah. ATL, big baby. Yeah, I did that day. I did that dance. Right. ATL, I did that dance. Yeah. So now you come out here to LA.
Mm-hmm.
You were in corporate America.
Yeah.
Now, what role did you play in corporate America?
Actually, I know you can't tell by the tattoos, but
no, you got tattoos?
No,
I didn't even notice.
Believe it or not, I spent 11 years as like one of Wachovia, Wells Fargo and Wachovia at the time, as one of their only African American vice presidents for wealth management.
So, you black?
Yeah.
I thought I saw little Tiger Woods going.
No.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I spent 11 years doing that, and as a financial planner, I did wealth management for athletes and entertainers.
Wow.
Which one of my best friends, which also is going to be, I don't want to spoil it, going to be on the show, but I actually managed him when I came out to LA and a couple of other athletes and entertainers, because in my life as an athlete, I knew that a lot of athletes spend their money really fast.
Yes, they do.
And I wanted to be a part of being able to help them maneuver through that kind of system of using, planning and doing money the right way. And 11 years I spent getting up every morning, putting on a tie,
right,
with the tattoos and everything like that. 11 years.
11 years. Yeah. Okay, so now you do this for 11 years. Mm-hmm. Now, was this because you deal with music.
Right.
Now you're a producer and a songwriter. What roles do you play in the music industry?
Singer songwriter. I play saxophone, guitar.
So you're
piano.
a musician.
Yeah.
And singer songwriter, also a performer. And then of course you're in the fashion.
Yeah, and that's how that came along. The fashion thing came because I'm 6'3", and I never could find anything that I really liked to wear on stage. Yeah,
I got thick soles. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, but I spent all that time trying to find something that I can wear on stage, and I wanted to be known for the music, which I haven't gotten away from that. But I would walk away from the shows, and people could tell you that, like, everybody say, "Where'd you get that jacket?" And I would say, "I made it." And so from there, that brainchild moved into which I consider now my calling, because I think that I consider fashion just an extension of me being an artist when I was like 2 or 3 when I was drawing, and I consider fashion to be a 3D aspect of that. And now not only do I get to work with some of the musicians that I've always wanted to be a part of as a singer,
right
now I'm somewhat kind of outfitting them for shows and everything like that. So I'm still connected some way.
That's interesting. Really cool. Interesting. So now let me ask you this, because it ain't easy, never, for somebody to transition from that paycheck into the unknown world.
Who you telling?
Now, was it a process to where you planned and you saved a lot of money, so you was like, let me got a year's a cushion together before you decided to jump in? Or was it one of those things to where, because it's your calling, life just kind of pushed you in and you said, how did that work for you?
Yeah, I think most people who would consider themselves successful will always say that I got lucky with something, but I think that there's always a plan. There's always something happening that is going to drive you into your destiny. Because if you told me like 10 years ago that I would be living in LA, I would have said no. I'm going to stay in Atlanta. I'm a vice president, that kind of thing.
Right.
But the way the universe kind of worked, I always knew that I wanted to be. I've always been a creative person, but I've been able to be successful and balanced in the both.
Right.
And when I came out here with Wachovia, Wells Fargo bought Wachovia. My boss knew that I was a creative person. He said, let's just consider this your startup package. I know you want to do music and fashion, so go ahead. And like I said, 11 years, I had a retirement, I had a severance package.
Right.
And so I didn't look back 3 years ago, and I think it was the best thing I ever did. Like, I wake up every day. It's not the same paycheck,
right?
But I think it's more fulfilling when you're doing something that you love to do. And the gratification comes when you have somebody validate, say, "Oh, that was fantastic," and that kind of thing.
Right, so, right now. Yeah. So you say 11 years in that industry, and so now I know that you've been in the game for quite some time. Yeah. Because you look amazingly. Can I ask, what do you do on your skin? I don't see.
I'm not gonna say my age.
We ain't gonna say your age. See, I ain't say nothing about age. I just said you had great skin, no wrinkles. It's all smooth. I mean, do you Botox? I'm joking. Right, fluid, like. So in this industry, because we know it's so full of stress, especially when you step out, corporate world already has its challenges and its situations, and then you come over to the artistry, and everybody goes through that phase. Did you have to go through a starving artist phase?
I feel like I'm still in that, and I think that, like you said, most people who are really successful are still feeling like tomorrow will be my last day doing this thing. But I think that because I enjoy and I love what I do now, I don't necessarily look at the paycheck. I love what I do, and it's one of those old adages: if you build it, they will come.
Right.
And so I just feel like I'm constantly building, and then for some reason, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, because somehow there's always a way that the car gets paid or the house gets get to
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I think that's just, you just have to love what you do.
Love what you do. How do you stay grounded in the chaos?
I'm from Atlanta. I've got a lot of family in Atlanta and here that they keep me grounded.
They keep you grounded.
Yeah,
I can definitely understand that. Now, in this business, we always hear different definitions for many words. What would be your definition for success for you?
Success for me. That's a good question. I would say just validation, just from someone saying, I loved what you did. I love what you did on this person, or I loved my jacket. Enough to where, I might see it on the red carpet or something like that. That to me is success. To be able to see, visually see my work.
Okay. So now you go from this type of paycheck to the artist, which there's a phase that you are transitioning. Now, what is the best thing that you notice with having money versus not having as much as you used to? How has that, not even the best, but what was that transition for you like?
Well, you know what? I think that, like I said, everything happens for a reason. I went to Georgia Tech.
Right.
I got a business management degree from Georgia Tech in
Right.
Atlanta, Georgia. And I spent 11 years as a planner. So I actually had a license for investments and for financial planning, that kind of thing. And so I think that's the left side and the right brains working together. I know as an artist, I've been fortunate enough to have that side, so I know that as a creative person, I still have to plan it out. Like any kind of money I'm getting, I have to plan for a rainy day. I have to, whatever I get, I have to invest it some way. And when I say invest, it's not like necessarily investing in stocks or anything like that. I think it's investing in yourself. So when you get the money, I'm either doing something for somebody else that we can collaborate with something creative and let that keep growing and that kind of thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can definitely dig that.
Yeah.
So in your purpose, because you say you feel like you are in your calling now,
Yes.
which is in line with your purpose.
Mhm.
Now, this is something as far as when you say you're in your calling, what position is it? All of it? Is it everything in the package? Or is it just one specific? Are you talking about just the fashion? Are you talking about the music? Are you talking about the freedom? What's in your calling right now when we say your calling?
Well, again, I think that goes back to another piece, and I think this goes together, like your calling and what you consider success. For me, my calling and success meets when, because I think the ultimate goal, even as I made really good money as a banker,
Right.
But I think the ultimate thing is for someone is to have validation and also to have access. You want to be able to do all the things you want to do.
Yes.
You want to be able to buy the things you want to do.
That is true.
And not to want for a lot, but you don't have to have the best things. But if I want to do something, nice, and I can do it, and I want to be able to get in somewhere, like if somebody's having something, then they'll call or something like say come in without having to go through a lot of stuff.
Right.
So that to me
great.
is my purpose and success and that kind of thing. I think they kind of go hand in hand.
Okay, I can definitely dig that hand in hand. How do you educate yourself now? How do you stay informed? How do you stay motivated?
Well, an interesting story. Like I said, this is my third or fourth life. As
Right.
I was a professional athlete that went into banking, that went into, and I've always been doing music. But for all those people who think they're too old to still get educated, I am just a recent graduate, like a year ago from
Congratulations!
which is the Fashion Institute of Design Management. Right. And I got a 2-year fashion design degree from there. And then, like I said, when you're living in your purpose, I went there and, afraid of like leaving corporate America and then having to get like a student loan to go back to school. Right. But I am now, I'm the Bob Mackey recipient of a full scholarship to do what's called the FIT'em Debut Program. Wow. Which they pick 10 designers during that year that you're in school to invest in them to come back and do a full runway show in March of this year. So since July, I've been working on my first collection under my name that will be a collaboration with FIT'em and myself, and it's like a dream come true. So it's like a $1 million project that they do, and they get all the
that is awesome.
So that's what I'm working on now.
That's awesome. So you've been out here for lives, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like you like a cat. You feel me? Like you ain't gonna never go nowhere. Right. So what do you feel it takes to make it in this life art industry?
Yes. One, you gotta have a thick skin. Right. Really, really thick skin. because everybody's not going to like what you do, whether you're a musician, whether you're a poet, whether you're a designer.
Right.
You have a thick skin, and you have to have a, I call it a warm, fuzzy gut feeling. You have to have a gut feeling that, if anybody tells you you're not doing something right, when you know that it's right and nobody else can tell you that, because you have that, everybody has that gut. I think that you have to go with that. You can't second guess yourself on anything,
right?
Because people are wanting you for your opinion. It might not be the opinion everybody wants at the time, but you have to stick with that. And I think the last thing, and I learned that from track, is that you've got to just kind of hang in there. Like, every day is not going to be a good day. You're going to come up to roadblocks and everything like that. But you have to be willing to accept that anything that you thought was a mistake is not a mistake, but a learning lesson.
That's a good point.
That's what I've learned.
That's a very, very good point. Is there a piece of advice that you received that maybe at a younger age, or that has really stuck to you, that might have been, I know there's all kind of advice, stay strong and don't give up, but is there something that was uniquely given to you that has really held on to the meat of your bones, that has helped you through the hard times? A piece of advice.
And what I would say, that piece of advice, and it comes from, like, my father is still alive, and everybody, my mom's still alive, and they've been big supporters of me. But I think one of the people that has really influenced me the most, you're getting ready to have him on your show, my best friend Jamal, is the one that actually pushed me into saying, you need to just go back to school, whatever you need to do, just follow your dream, because he's a living example of somebody that has been extremely successful just by doing what he loved to do. And as a banker, I was envious of everybody that was doing what they really did, because everybody thought I should be a banker because I was good at it.
Right. Yeah.
But my dream was always creative. And it's like one of those things, when you're ready to build a building, a new building, sometimes you have to tear it down.
Yes.
And I consider myself coming out of corporate America, tearing it down to build a bigger and better building. And I think his advice was just, you really have to follow your dream. So it was for him.
I find that so interesting. I mean, I really, really do, because, I mean, again, I take my hat off to you personally, because not everyone can make that transition, especially as life goes on and you're getting older and you have more responsibilities, more situations that you have to keep in mind to be able to say, you know what? I'm just gonna go off and do my dream. People looking like, you gonna do what? Right. You mean you gonna do it with a job, right? Like, they're trying to figure out, like, what's going on. So what do you feel like your legacy is going to be for lives? At this point, what do you see your legacy to be?
Well, I think that, I'm still a work in progress.
Right.
Like I said, I won't tell my age, but I think I'm a work in progress. But I think that all the things that I've been able to do is what actually makes me, what has made me who I am as a designer. I still love music. My clothing is highly influenced by musicians and athletes and everything like that. And then my banking mind still allows me to be frugal with my design and everything like that. So they all work together. So I think that, I one day I'm going to get back on the stage as a singer. Okay. But, my goal would be to have, I'll be wearing my own stuff while I'm singing, but also maybe doing a fashion show, and then something recent, we'll probably do like a fashion show, and then when I come out to say, hey, then I do like a show. So like something like that would be That's dream, cool. something new, something that would fulfill both souls, which is music and fashion.
I can definitely dig that. I can definitely dig that. So now, everybody, once we get it, the goal is, how do we give back? Yes. How do you give back right now?
Well, I have a lot of just relatives and nieces and nephews and that kind of thing that I wish somebody would have showed me, as an African American male, like, you can like be a fashion designer, and I literally do everything from sketch to pattern making.
Oh wow!
To actually
sewing and you do the whole entire garment from start to finish.
Absolutely,
that is impressive.
And I think that if we can see some of that happen, if somebody can actually see it and touch it, I think that it's more tangible.
Wow!
And just recently, we're partnering with another buddy of mine that has another organization that is actually going to be working with foster kids here in the inner cities like Compton and everything like that. Where we'll be collaborating with them, musicians and fashion designers and artists, to kind of bring them and kind of show them that you can be like this, and be successful, and you can take your future and your dreams into your own hands and really do it. So
interesting.
Yeah.
So before we go into a quick commercial plug and we bring your best friend on, so we can get to talking, and it's one thing that I always like to be able to leave with is, what is it that you know for sure? What is it that you know for sure?
What I know for sure, that no matter how bad a day you're having, this too shall pass.
Oh, wow.
I always say this
one.
too shall pass. Yeah.
That's the good
You
one.
might be up against something, but whether you know it or not, you'll get through it, and this too shall pass.
This too shall pass.
Yeah.
And on that note, let's pass it on over to the next commercial, everybody. Everyone, we just had my good friend Octavius Terry up in here talking about life, the transition from corporate America to actually the entertainment. Everybody, it is always possible. If there is a will, you know there is a way. Everyone, we are still up here in the house at latalklive.com. That's latalklive.com. This is Real Talk with Brookshire. Remember, you can see all of our archives. You can see all of them right here on latalklive.com. Click on Real Talk with Brookshire, or make sure that you're going to lov923.com. That's lov923.com, and click on Real Talk with Brookshire also. And for all of my people out there that is looking for, again, virtual assistants, again, you don't have to go into this by yourself, people. There are a team of virtual assistants out here. There are companies out here that will be able to help you get all the things that you need to get done. Emails, sending roses to your mama if you need to on Valentine's Day. I'm talking about being able to go shopping for you online. Anything that you need to be able to do that's virtually online that they don't have to physically do, this company will be able to help take care of you. So make sure that you're going to youroffshoreteam.com or go to lov923.com and click on youroffshoreteam.com as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you to a straight commercial plug real fast, real songy song. We're going to play a little songy song real quick like, and then we're going to come back with our next little interview before we wrap it on up. We are so live right here on Real Talk with Brookshire. We'll be right back with my co-host Kahana. What? Kahana, how you doing, baby? China Marie. She's in my spirit every time I get here.
I want to be in your spirit.
Do you know you're in my spirit? But she used to be my co-host on this show years ago. You taking over, baby? I understand. We'll be right back, everybody.
This is where the party's at. Girl, this is where the party's at. It's all about the atmosphere. What if I can disappear? I'm never going back. I need only sonic life. I'm traveling to the future. Head up off the clouds.
Hi, this is Elena, inviting you to join me every Wednesday at noon for Elena's Beauty Talk and more, exclusively on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio, R&B, or watch us on Ustream.tv. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Starlet Quarles, and I'm inviting you to join us every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for a new show right here on LA Talk Live, The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People. Join us as we discuss the topics that are relevant to today's generational leaders. So tune in to The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People, every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hello world, how you living? This is D Brex, your host of the all-new rap project here on LA Talk Live. That's latalklive.com. Or you can find me on iTunes Radio in the R&B section. That's the Rap Project, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. West Coast time, so don't be late. On the Rap Project, I will be playing the very best of rap and hip-hop that goes beyond the ordinary. So connect with me, your host, D-Brax, the rap connoisseur, on the Rap Project every Wednesday at 7, right here on latalklive.com, where we are more than just talk.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your main man, Mr. Brookshire, and we are so back with my co-host, Miss China Marie. See, I got it right. I got it. I was looking right at you as I said it. You're just like... We are so live right here at Real Talk with Brookshire, everyone. And again, like we always do, we have some special guests in here. We just got finished interviewing my good friend Octavius Terry. Now we getting ready to go straight into one of my other good friends, long again, back New York time frame. We got Jamal C.
What's
in
up?
the house.
What's up?
Choreographer extraordinaire. Is that what it is? Because, I mean, you legend. Like, I mean, you doing your thing, man. You've been doing your thing a long time. I met you a long time ago doing your thing, Thizzle. So, again, welcome to the house. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for taking the time. I know you had tons of things to do, but you decided to be here with us.
No,
and we appreciate you.
It's important.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I don't take that for granted at all. Definitely. So, let's get straight into it now. There's a lot of folks in LA, there's a lot of folks in New York that's dancers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you've been doing this industry for about how long now? Not trying to tell your age,
No,
I mean.
No, I've been doing it for like 18 years.
So 18 years you got into it. Now, tell us what got you started. How did you get from, and you're from where?
Rancho Cucamonga.
So you from, I love saying Rancho Cucamonga. I love that. Right. IE, baby. Okay, so now, how did this come about? Were you always a dancer? Were you dancing in your diapers? Like, how did this come up for you?
Absolutely. I don't remember not dancing. Like, I can't remember. So, you know, I was a Soul Train dancer.
Oh, wow.
When I was 2 years old in my living room.
Oh! So I'm about to say, wait.
No. I couldn't make
line, getting out with the get down. Okay.
No, I couldn't make it out to the taping. But in my head, I was a Soul Train dancer. Every Saturday morning was my time.
Right.
So I did that. I did that from early ages and going there to being in high school. And what I thought I was going to do was be a singer. I thought I thought I was going to be a singer. I wanted to be a New Edition. So what I did is I threw together a group. We were called Fresh Attraction. So not New Edition, Fresh Attraction. Okay.
Wow.
So we
catchy.
did that. What's that?
That was catchy.
Yeah, you know, it could have worked.
Right.
But so long story short, we got on the show. We did a lip sync show.
Wow.
Called Putting on the Hits back in the day, you know, and we won. Blah blah blah. So we ended that. We started singing. So we thought we could sing. We could hum a tune, but we couldn't really sing. You know what I mean? So, but funny enough, I was doing the choreography for the group, and we would do shows around LA, and people would come and be like, "Man, y'all could dance. Y'all could dance."
Right. Y'all can dance, man.
You know? So that was the thing that everybody kept saying was y'all can dance, and so we kept going, but we got a record deal.
Oh, wow.
Because really, you know, this music industry is kind of crazy. It's it's about a package.
Yes.
So we had the package, you know. I mean, some of the people thought we was cute. Some of the people thought we could dance. And they didn't really care that we couldn't sing. Yeah. So they gave us a record deal. We recorded an album. And they changed the name. We put out the album. And long story short, the record company went out fold though.
Wow.
none of the music came out, and you know, I was devastated. I was like 17, and I didn't know what to do. And a friend of mine was like, "Yo, Michael Jackson's having an audition for Remember the Time down in L.A. and it was in the paper." And I was like, "Well, let me go on down there." So me and my brother and my cousin, my brother Woogie and my cousin Brad.
Woogie.
That's my brother.
That's the name.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the name.
Woogie.
Woogie.
So we went down there and we auditioned all together, and I ended up getting the job. And
how was that feeling for you?
That was incredible.
With Michael,
it was a dream. He was the reason why I started dancing when I was 2.
Right.
I mean, I followed his career so closely and emulated everything he did. And to be able to, from my first audition, my first job,
even the nut grabbing, like
I did.
Like you had it all.
I did it all.
Yes.
So that was my first music video. Was Remember the Time. My first thing I ever danced in, first audition.
Wow.
And we went on to do that. And from there, I toured with an artist named Karen White, who was one of my favorite people in the world.
Wow.
And I got a lot of experience just in being a dancer from that. And then from there, I knew that it wasn't enough, and I knew that creative things were coming out, and I didn't know how I was gonna take it to the next level.
Right.
But and I guess in high school, this is something that you never offered a choreographer. It's like a lawyer, a doctor. You know what I mean?
Right. You
don't see choreographer ain't in the
curriculum choices in high school or college for some cases. Yeah.
It ain't in the career center.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, so I didn't know it was a job. I didn't know it was something I could make money. I didn't know I could, make a living at that. So I went ahead and I said, well, this is probably something I'm really good at, because I was choreographing my group. We were winning shows. We were doing everything. We got a record deal off of us dancing.
Right.
So, so I was like, well, let me check this out. So I went, and a friend of mine, a partner of mine, we went and we auditioned to choreograph for Usher.
Oh wow!
And we put together a video, and they liked it, and we choreographed "You Make Me Wanna," and then
get out of here.
That was our first music video, and from that point, it went from music. We were doing music videos with my best friend Billy Woodruff, who's a great friend of mine. Who he kind of is the reason why I'm here today, because he put me on to so many music videos. And back in that day when "You Make Me Wanna" was out, everybody was doing the dance video.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody was dancing. So we did everybody from like Brown Song, TLC. I mean, it just went on and on and on. And then from that point, I started doing commercials, and then I started doing live stage shows, concerts, and then recently I'm doing movies now.
Right.
And I just finished my 23rd film.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the transition from doing videos, you go from doing Michael Jackson, Remember the Times. Now my question is, and I always ask people that have worked with Michael, what did that do for your other jobs in the future, having that on your resume? Did that help?
It did. It didn't help. It did, it didn't help. I think it helped my confidence.
Right.
So that's what helped. But,
Okay.
I mean, I think in LA, you're only as good as your last job.
Wow.
And people don't really care too much what you did, as what you're doing right now at the moment. So I did remember the time when I was 17, but, I went on tour after that, and I was gone for a year. And then they were like, well, what are you doing now? And I'm like, I don't know. I can dance.
Right. I can dance.
So that's so it's constantly, you're constantly having to prove yourself. It's a hard thing to do. Keep your career moving. But I feel like if I did it once, I could do it again.
Right.
So I can get there again. So that's what I keep having to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So music videos to movies to commercials, dancing. Now, is it something different when you do dancing in a video versus dancing in a commercial versus dancing in a movie? Did you notice the difference in the three?
When you're speaking about choreography. Yeah, in a music video, it's cut up, it's booty shake. You know what I mean? Like you'll see one step over here, and then they may cut it up, and they may use another step in the end. So there's really no story to it. In a commercial, you're selling a product, so the choreography is based around a product and something that you're selling. In a movie, you're telling a story. So all those are three different things that you need to understand. But in film, which I love, because I love to tell stories in my dance. That's where my heart is, and that's why I've recently started directing, and so
interesting.
I love it.
Now, directing movies or directing dance in movies, or both?
I've directed dance in movies already, so now I want to do films. I want to do direct movies. Yeah.
Now, what is the big difference? Is it something this question. What makes a good choreographer? Do you go back and, depending on what it is, you go home and you're sitting in the mirror like, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and move.
2 and 3.
Like, are you and then you come and you tape it and you try to come back and remember it. How does the process work for you, the creative process?
Well, it's different.
Right.
No, it's different. Every movie's different because I did Hairspray, right?
Right.
And that was 60s. It's a movie that we're dancing. We're doing dances of the 60s. So I couldn't prepare for it like I would prepare for Step Up, which is a dances that are happening now. You know what I mean?
Right.
For the 60s, I use inspirations like my mom, my dad, my aunts. I went over there to my aunt Tina's house, and we danced with them. I put them on video. And they were talking about, oh, this is the mashed potato right here. Oh, this is the Hully Gully right here. You know what I mean? So I'm learning all these dances, and I had no idea. But I seen them do it at parties, and I'm like, oh Lord.
Right.
But that may end up making the movie. You know what I mean? All the stuff in the history that they had in dance, I used, and then so with Step Up, I have to use the younger kids that rely on the street. You know what I mean? So it's just, it depends on the project.
Now, how is that? Because there's so many people coming and creating stuff, with their ways to move their bodies and necks and joints and stuff that you never thought of. When you get someone that has this crazy way of moving, how do you take a person that has a crazy way of moving and being able to choreograph them, and for somebody that doesn't know how to move, how do you teach the difference?
Well, if you already know how to move, we're good, right? So I can get you to where the people that don't know how to move, that's the problem.
Right.
So, but it's all about confidence. It's all about making these people feel comfortable enough to make mistakes, to make them feel crazy for a second. Because, you might look stupid for the first 2 days, but the next day, on the third day, you're going to get something. If it's a snap on the right beat, you're getting it and you're learning. So I just think that you have to make people feel comfortable and confident, and then they'll be able to let down the guard and do some stuff. And that's what I'm,
Interesting. Now, we know that in dancing, you've been doing this 18 years. It's things that work on the body.
Yeah.
You're definitely putting a lot of pressure on your joints and your body.
Yeah.
17, when did you start noticing, okay, I'm going to shift into the choreography part? Or when is there a part in your dancing to where you should start shifting from, is there a time?
I don't think so.
Just depends on how you feel.
Yeah, it's all about, I love to be active. I love to do stuff. So I really feel stronger and better with my body than I did when I was 17.
Wow.
So I don't ever really feel like there's a time to stop or to slow down, or I feel like now I'm just like picking up and I want to learn more styles of dance, and I want, you know what I mean? Like it's really strange, but I think that we're all programmed to slow down, sit down somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. I want to go the opposite.
Right.
Yeah, that's just me.
So now challenges, because I know that it's never an easy road as you're towards your dream and your destiny, and I'm guessing that you feel like this is your purpose.
Absolutely.
Or you're in your place.
Yes.
You're in your place where you fit.
Yeah.
How do you make it through the challenges when that have come your way? What have you stood on for you?
Well, I'm all about, this is not me. This is God's plan, right?
Right.
So really, when I wake up, I'm just stepping into the program. You know what I mean? It's already, what I'm gonna do that day has already been written, and I just go with it with a positive attitude, and I just let it work itself out. I don't worry about too much. I don't.
That's an amazing thing. Now, you're known as probably a famous choreographer. How does that feel for you? Even though you might, I've interviewed tons of people that they never really look at certain words a certain way, but when you look at the word fame, what does that mean for you? Or famous?
No, I don't think that I'm famous, and this is not to be like humble or anything. It's just to be like, I'll go to someplace and they'll be like, and you are, you know what I mean? So I'm not famous.
You ain't never did like a who? You don't know me.
No,
you better get the memo. They email you first. None of that came. Okay.
None of that. Because I don't think that. I think that I've done some things that people might have known, but I never take for granted, where I am and who I am. And I don't expect you to know what I've done. So I don't really think that I'm famous. Some of the work might be famous, but not so me. Yeah.
Interesting. So I watched the movie Honey, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the one part on Honey that was the best part is when she opens her check up and she sees this big old check, like the biggest check that she's ever gotten, at that time in her life. Can you take us to a moment to where you experienced something similar to where it was just like, like, have you ever had one of those moments?
You know what? I did. And this is the weirdest, this is going to be really, really funny. And it was, I did Hairspray the movie, right? So I was just started working in films, recently. I mean, not recently, but at that point it was recent.
Right.
And it was Christmas time, and I had bought a house, and I had did the things that I've always wanted to do. But now Christmas time, I was like, my account's a little low. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, And I like to buy gifts for people, and I'm like, oh man, this is probably gonna be like a like a low key Christmas. So
Right.
there's a check.
It's a
in the
low key
mail.
kitchen.
Yeah,
Low key Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah,
Everybody, I'm just letting y'all know. Give me gift
low-key
cards.
Christmas.
Right.
So I opened the check, and I couldn't believe what a residual check looked like. You know what I mean? Because as choreographers, we don't get that. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
And so I danced in this movie as well, and so it was my first like real residual check where I didn't work. This was just stuff that was coming in from sales of the movie, and
Right.
it was unexpected, and I was like, I hit the jackpot.
I'm doing more movies.
Yes, in every movie I get in, if you see my face, you know why. I'm looking for that low key Christmas cash.
I can definitely dig that. Now, to you, what is the difference between talent and skill?
I think that there's people that are naturally gifted,
Right.
that have talent. You know what I mean? And then I think there are people that have to work at it. And I think that everybody should work out. I think some people it comes easier than others. So I mean, talent is God given. I believe. I think that you can sharpen your skills when you have talent. But I think there's some people that want to dance that may never really be a great dancer. You know what I mean? But there's some people that just have it. But I would always say, we need to sharpen our skills.
Right. I can definitely dig that. Now, I'm going to throw something at necessarily with the both of you, because, again, it is with teamwork. Teamwork is definitely a big part, and I know y'all are best friends. How has having the right team and having that right person helping you, guiding you, how has that been for the both of you? And I guess you can take turns answering with each other necessarily.
I mean, I think it's when you have creative people, I think that you should surround yourself with people who are doing more than you're doing and doing things that you're doing. Because like even now, like on the ride over here,
right.
I'm asking him because my collection comes out in March.
Right.
I'm like, okay, what font should I use for my name and everything like that?
Right.
So it's just one of those things. Like,
let me tell you, but this is how we do. Let's be real. This is LA Live. Let's not say, I don't want to do that.
This is real talk too.
Real talk.
Yes.
China, you know what I'm talking about. Listen, we'll go like this. We'll say, I'll say, what you think about, this step? What do you think about this step? And then he'll say, I think you should have did it like that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, no, I shouldn't have did that. I'll say, thank you for that. But I got this. I'm the choreographer right here, right? But now the door shut, and then I'll be like,
maybe he had a point.
So the finished product will be probably what he said,
right?
But getting to that point, is always
a that thing about being competitive. But you want creative advice from other creative people,
right?
But you want to be able to hold some of that credit a little bit,
right?
Like, okay, well, I might think about.
So how do you two not stay being best? Because that happens sometimes when you're being successful in yours, and then you're getting yours, especially in the transition. How? Because you went from helping him make his money right to actually being in the position where you are now the artist. How was that not being able to look at that other person and be envious? How did you be able to keep it in perspective?
No, I think we're lucky because he's probably one of my biggest like all the red carpet stuff that he does. I do I cut and sew and do all his red carpet stuff. So
that's awesome.
I see that.
Which we fight over that.
Just to let y'all know.
Right. He's a hard client. But I think that we creatively push each other. We push each other so far, and that it's good to be able to pick up the phone or be there, like I say, even ride here,
right,
and be like, okay, what you think about this font? Or he say, okay, I'm doing Divas next week. What do you think about that? Can you sketch this up? Can we do that? So we just
and I think
we feed off each other.
Yeah, and I think that you asked what success is for you. I mean,
right.
Right.
Yeah. What is it for you?
For me, being able to somebody that needs help. You
That's
know what I mean?
What's up.
Or to help them fulfill their dreams.
Yeah.
That is success to me. So when I see him doing his thing, I'm like, I did everything I need to
That's
do.
awesome.
You know what I mean?
And you just keep paying it forward.
Yeah. I think that's how you should. I mean, I think that's how it should be. You
So
know?
I'm gonna say something really quick.
Yes, sir.
We still haven't had the time where I'm supposed to be coming and cooking, so y'all can taste my food.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't gonna come into all of that, but you know, you
tell
gotta help
something.
people.
Now let me tell you,
Since we talking about helping,
that kitchen ain't been touched. This kitchen that ain't been touched.
Right.
Pots that ain't been baked.
That's the one thing I'm not creative is in the kitchen.
Me neither. So yeah, no,
Absolutely.
that is, it just looked good, right? For somebody else to come on in to be able to take care of it. So we're going to be wrapping this up really quick, and it's just always interesting as we're going, and we're going to be wrapping this up. How do we, for each of you, where is the place that you're most at peace? Because there's always ruckus going on and chaos going on. Where do you find yourself most at peace?
on the couch. No. It's so funny. Like, I really enjoy being home. I like to rent movies. I like to sit on the couch and chill. I really like to just. I love films, so I like to sit on the couch and watch movies and Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, and what about you, Mr. Terry?
Yeah, I think the car is for me. I like to just get in the car and just drive.
Really?
And just because I'm a visual person. I like just taking a route where I can just not worry about traffic, even though I worry about traffic a lot. But just to kind of you might see something that you haven't and get inspired by something, and then I can sing as loud as I want to, ain't gotta bother nobody and that kind of thing. So
I can definitely dig that. Dig that. That's always interesting. So before we wrap this up, Jamal, this is going back for you. What is the one thing that you know for sure, my brother?
I know for sure that if you treat, I know for sure that just from me, that you have to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
And I definitely know that, because I think we're also insecure and always trying to better ourselves, but we have to help each other.
I can concur with that totally. Fellas, I just want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for y'all coming on the show and hanging out with me, hanging out with us, and really gracing the presence with you, because it's all about being able to take this information and give it back to the people in a way that they can do something with it. And so I am so glad that you guys came in. You were so candid about coming in and just telling your stories from what we got out. And like I always do, I want to be able to give you two guys a gift to pass that along down from me to you for coming in. And I thank you so much. And again, for just taking the time. And this is from LA Talk Live, Real Talk with Brookshire, me and China, that we thank you so much. And we look for continued success. Let this be a platform. We would love to be able to display your clothes. If you want to come and do a couple of dance moves, we got the space. You feel me? You want to make up something, we can help you with that. Right. Be able to make it work.
I want to say that you can follow our careers on Instagram. I'm at Octavius, OCTAVIUS, J-Rum, and Jamal is at Jamizi. 07?
It's just at Jamizi.
At Jamizi.
How you spell Jamizi?
Jamizzi.
Yeah.
There it is.
You can see us on the red carpet, what he's doing with everybody, that kind of thing.
And also, we're proud of you, man.
Yeah.
To let you know that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love to see that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having
Thank you, and I appreciate y'all coming in and enjoying yourselves with us. And we thank you. And again, to my beautiful co-host,
Miss
China. Thank you.
I'll be doing. I got your back.
You got my back, baby. I appreciate you so much. And Van, of course, thank you for holding it down. We thank you so much. And again, everybody, we thank you. We thank you, because again, where the mind goes, where your mind goes, the body will follow. Remember, you see us sitting up here doing this, and we're telling our stories. Every week you see somebody here telling their stories about what they've accomplished and how they made it through the mess, the rough patches, to still come out on top, to be able to shine no matter what. Remember, diamonds, to get to the diamonds, you got to go deep. But they're there, and if you get to them, you can create a lot of things once you actually have them. Diamonds is an amazing thing. You feel me? So everybody, we just want to continue to say again, I know, right? I need a couple. Okay. We love you so much. And again, this is Real Talk with Brookshire. We'll be back next week. Every week, definitely. Keep your eyes tuned in. And again, with my co-host, Miss China Marie. We love you so much. And I'll holla.
Good night.
Good night. There we go for fun forever. How it makes me happy. 'Cause it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Beautiful. 'Cause sometimes you just have to let go. make room for love. It gets me going. Up in the bubble, I'm floating on night cloud, and I'm so excited. I'm ready to go with the flow. Let's roll. How it makes me happy.